Okay, we are back for row 9, and I'm going back to the brown now. So for this one, we are going to put double crochets in, but we're going to stick a double crochet right here, and then we're going to work in each one of these. But when we get to the center part right here, we're actually going to do 2 in here and then go along to the end. Okay, so I'm going to do this entire row with you so we get those stitch counts correct. So I go ahead and, oh, you know what, I'm on the wrong end. I'm going to flip my work around, and I'm going to insert my hook into that stitch where we left off before. I like to have 2 rather than just 1. So I'm going to go back in, make sure I have 2 there. And tie this on. Okay, and chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to work in each of these stitches here. So I just want to make sure my stitch count is correct, because we're going to work into this one. We got this one. So if we did, just bear with me for 1 second. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then we're actually going to do 2 here. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. The 27 would go in there though. Yeah, I think we're skipping this one right here. So we're not going to work in that one, right? Because this is part of this one. So we're going to go into this space right here and do a double crochet. And get my weight over there just a little bit. And then we are going into the next one here and working a double crochet. So in each of these stitches, just that when we get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, into this area here, we're going to do like 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So like right in this center stitch right here between these two, right in here, we're going to do 2 stitches, 2 double crochets in the same space. So So right in this one, we're going to do 2 double crochets. Just count how many stitches that is there. So we have our first chain right here. We skip this one, and so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then this should be like right in the middle of these 2 right here. We're doing 2. Okay, so let's keep going. So let's, before I go into that last chain, I just want to make sure that we have all our stitches. So I'm trying to make it fit on the camera here. I'll just move it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, where we did those double stitches. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So then we got 26 into this stitch here. And then 27 in the top of this chain here. So I'm putting it right there. Okay. And so that is our 7th row, I believe, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9th row. Jeez. Moving right along, our 9th row. So now we are going to yarn over, pull through, and change into our next color, which is going to be the green. Because now we're going back to the dirt. We're going to make these the pretty flowers again, and the blue, the sun, and the clouds. Okay, so now, yeah, let's jump right into the green and start that one again. So we're just going to follow the same pattern that we did on this lower one here. So we start with that chain one with a chain, and then we go right back in. Well, we're going to switch, we're going to turn our work around. Okay, and so here's my green yarn. Just going to unravel it a little bit. Okay, so we are going to go into this stitch right here. Just going to go right into there. Pull through. Tie it in a knot again. So funny, sometimes I do 2 through the hoop, sometimes I'll tie it and then do another one. It's like I'm really not consistent with my knots. Okay, so insert your hook back in there, pull up your yarn, and do a chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to go back into that stitch again right here, right into this space right there. And we're going to, oh, I'm so sorry. Before you do that, we're going to chain 4 because this counts as our double crochet and then our chain 1. So go back into that stitch right there, pull up and do a double crochet. And now we are going to skip the next stitch like we did below. Skip, go into the next stitch, and I don't want all those. So skip into the next stitch right here. I know it's hard to see with that brown, but right there, do a double crochet, chain 1, and go right back into that same stitch again and do another double crochet. And I want to pull these out because I'm going to work that in when we do our border. Okay, so moving right along, we are going to skip the next stitch right here, go into the next, do a double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet into that same stitch to get our V stitch, skip into the next stitch, chain 1, always remember your chain 1, another double crochet, skip into the next stitch, oops, yarn over, into the next stitch there, chain 1, another double crochet into the same stitch, skip 1, double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, another double crochet into the same stitch, yarn over, skip, next stitch. We're going to do this all the way down, just like we did in row 2. Skip, okay, so now we're at that chain 3 space, the chain 3 that we did from the previous row. So we're going to yarn over, go into the top of that chain 3. And I know it can be tight. Patience, right? I think I'm going to try and open it up with my little paper clip that I had, so I can get in there. Because I want to go through 2. So there's 1. Okay. Let's see if that's any better. Okay, pull pull through. Alrighty, and there's our next V's, all ready to plant some flowers in. Okay, so I'm going to yarn over, pull that through, clip, pull that. Oh, I just realized my hands are so dry. I need to get some hand lotion on. All right, and I'll meet you right back for the flower parts. Okay. Okay, so now we are on to row 10, and I just happened to notice that I don't want that there. So, okay, so row 10 is the flowering part. That's how you're doing it. So I'm going to turn my work again. And again, I'm using this scrubby yarn, which I do like. Gives it a nice little texture there for the flowers, I think. And I'm going to insert my hook back into that last stitch we did there. Pull up. Oh, jeez. Just noticed I only went through one. I definitely like to go through two. Okay. Okay. So this is going to be our one little lonely flower there. So we're going to work that one first. So that's going to be a chain 2, 1 and 2. We're going to yarn over. And now remember, this is where we're doing our 3 double crochets together. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to insert our hook, pull up our yarn. We have 3 on our hook right now. Yarn over, pull through 2, 2 on our hook, yarn over, insert our hook, pull up our yarn, yarn over, pull through 2 again. Now we have 3 on our hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and now we have 4 on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over and pull through all 4. Chain 2, 1 and 2. And that's our first flower. Okay. Yarn over, do the same thing into that next V. Just be careful not to go into this. You know how there's this space, but we want the V stitches, just the V's, not in between here. Sometimes people can get that confused. Okay, insert, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook again, pull up, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up. Oh my goodness, I'm doing the wrong one. Hopefully you're not doing that. We're doing double crochets together. I'm doing a cluster. Okay, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 4 and chain 2. Okay, and that's how it's looking so far. So moving right along into our next stitch here. Again, we're doing those 3 double crochets together. Oops. 4 on our hook, pull through all 4, chain 2. Okay, next stitch here. Okay. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull through 2, 2 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, pull through 2, 3 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull through 2, 4 on your hook, and pull through, chain 2, 1 and 2. All right, so go ahead and continue with that same pattern, and I will meet you at the end of our last V down here. Okay? Okay, I'm coming up on the last 2 V's here. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, pull through 2, 3 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and chain 2. Now for our last one here, we're going to do the same thing, except remember your last one, we are going to insert it into that chain space. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull through 2, oops, yarn over. Now we're going into the top of that chain 3 space, like into the 3rd chain from the hook there, from the bottom here, 1, 2, 3, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, you should have 4 on your hook, then pull through all 4. I'm going to do that one again. Okay, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 on your hook, yarn over, go into that chain 1, 2, into the 3rd chain there, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, yarn over, pull through, and cut that one off. Pull that through, and nice and tight. And there's your next row of flowers. Looking good and coming along great. Okay, and now we're going back to the blue for myself. I would love to see what you are, like how yours is turning out, or what colors you chose to do, or even if you did the same as I'm doing. I would love to see your work. And I do have an Instagram that I just started, so it's like brand new. And yeah, if you want to share your photos there, that would be great, so we can see and admire everybody's work. I love to see what people come up with. Okay, and so yeah, now I'm going to go on to the next row, and I'll be right back. Okay, row 12. I'm going to turn my work. I have a piece of my hair in there. And we're going to insert our hook into the very last stitch we made. I'm going to pull our yarn through. Excuse me. Okay. So I need to pull this up. Oh boy. Sometimes that happens. Okay. Now we're going to chain 2 here because I'm going to pull that one tight. We're going to chain 2, and this is the actual stitch that we're going to need for our next row, not this one. So that's our first one. Let me just make sure. I just want to, I had it just in my head and I'm like, wait a minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, yeah. So we're going to go into this next stitch right here. Wait a minute. Am I? Oh boy. Yes. That first stitch. For some reason, I'm thinking we're doing 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. Yes, we are. So into this next space right here, pull up and do another single crochet. Into this space right here between these flowers, a single crochet. The top of this flower bud, a single crochet. In between the flowers, a single crochet. The top of the next flower bud, a single crochet. Oh boy. Then into the space here, a single crochet. Into the top, single crochet. In between, single crochet. Into the top. Single crochet. Into the top. In between, single crochet. Just gonna get more yarn here. Okay. Into the top of the flower. Oops. Single crochet. In between, single crochet. Into the top. Single crochet. In between, single crochet. Into the top, single crochet. In between, single crochet. Into the top, single crochet. In between, single crochet. Into the top, single crochet. In between, into the top, in between, into the top. We're coming up on the last one, and now we're going to go into the top of that chain, which for this kind of yarn it's a little hard, but just if you're using cotton, you should be able to see it, but it still could be very tight. what, I'm just going to stick it into this space right here, and a single crochet, and that should be your 27 stitches. So let's go back. Like I said, we're not counting this one, but we are counting the top. We're not counting this one right here, but we are counting the top of that one. So we got 1, 2, 3. Let's put it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Right there's 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27 where we still have our hook, our loop, I mean. Okay, so now we're going to yarn through, cut this one off. Whoops, got my paper clip stuck in there. Pull through, pull tight. And now we are ready for our puff stitches again, or our exfoliating stitches, or our what else do people call them? There's so many different names for them. There's one that sticks with a B. Oh, bobble. I always forget that one. Bobble stitch. Okay, so let's go into our bobble stitch. And I'm going to use yellow again. Okay. Yeah, I'd really love to see if people, you know, what colors they used and how theirs turned out. Okay. Hopefully you're not having any problems with the stitches, and I'm trying to explain it the best I can, so you can follow along, of course. So I'm going to pull this through. Oh, this is going to be one of those ones where I do two. Okay. So we're going to go right into that stitch there. We don't want those little ones. We want our longer strand there. And we are going to chain up 2 into that first stitch there. And now we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch and do a double crochet. And this is going to be our first puff stitch here. So yarn over, go in between these 2 stitches, right into there, go behind that post, pull up your yarn. You have 3 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, go behind the post, pull up your yarn. You have 5 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, go behind the post, pull up, 7 on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 7 of those stitches. Okay. Now, remember, we don't yarn over here. We're going to skip this next stitch right here, go into the next stitch, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2. Okay, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, and we're going to do a double crochet, yarn over, another bobble stitch, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, 5 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, 7 on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 7. Oops, no yarning over. Skip the next stitch, go into the next, yarn, pull up your, insert your hook, pull your yarn through, yarn over, pull through 1, insert your hook. Oh my word. Let me explain that again. You still have your bobble stitch on, skip, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up your yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, double crochet into the next stitch, do a double crochet, another bobble stitch, so yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, 5 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, 7 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 7, skip, next stitch, pull up, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's what you should have so far. Okay, and we're going to continue that all the way down until we reach the end here. So another double crochet, yarn over, go around, pull up, yarn over, go around, pull up, yarn over, around, pull up, yarn over, go through all 7, skip into the next, double crochet into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull through all 7, skip next, yarn over, do a double crochet into the next stitch, in between, pull up, oops, just forgot the double crochet right there. Oh, looks like I gotta take that one back out. Okay, so we're at the end here. So technically we are skipping that stitch and we're going into this chain we had made before. So we're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn up, and pull through 2, yarn over, and clip this off, just like so. And that's the end of the bobble stitch. And now we're going to go in back into the blue or whatever color you're using, and we're going to do the single crochets. So I will meet you back in a jiffy. Okay, so I got my blue yarn here. And what row are we on now? We are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14th row. And we are going to insert our hook into that last stitch we did. I like to get two, pull through. I don't know if you can hear those plows out there, but we did have a snow storm today. I don't normally like to talk about the weather or anything like that or the date, because who knows when somebody's going to be watching this. They may be watching this in the summertime thinking, what, snow? Anyway, so insert your hook into that space again. Like, get that in there. Okay, so chain up 2, and now we're going to work our double crochets into these stitches again. So yarn over, go into the top of that first puff stitch right there, pull up, yarn over, yarn over. So that's going to be our second double crochet. Then we're going to yarn over, go into the back of that puff stitch, or behind it, I guess you can say. Then we're going into that space right there. So we went into the back, now we're going into the space. The front, the back, all double crochets all the way down. I don't know if you can hear those plows, but they're out there working hard, and they're very loud. Okay, so we're going to the top of that one. It's giving me a little bit of a hard time there. Okay, so just double crochets all the way down. I don't know why, but when I'm looking at these at a very fast glance while I'm doing this, it kind of reminds me of Dora, I guess, from Nemo. It's so funny why I'm thinking of that. I guess because I'm seeing blue and the yellow and the blue, and it's kind of funny how that it's reminding me of that. But I haven't seen that movie in years either. But in fact, I think there was we did go see years later the Dora movie, I think, actually came out, if I remember correctly, after Nemo. Okay, so top. Okay, so we're getting closer to the end, and you know what that means. I like to count to make sure that we are okay with our stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so let's continue on. We have 2 more to go. So into the top of this stitch, and then into the top of that chain stitch right there. And we are finished with that row. And now we're going to go back into our granny square stitch here. So go ahead and yarn over, pull through, oops, clip that off, pull tight, and I'll meet you back for the granny stitch. Okay, we are on to row 14. And I'm going back to the white to finish off what I call clouds. Alrighty, and I'm going to flip my work again. I'm going to insert my hook back into that stitch that we ended with, the prior row. I like to go through 2. I feel like my hands are so dry. Not that I want to draw any attention to them, but yeah, because I'm not allowed to have nails or nail polish at my job. So my hands are always bare, but they definitely feel like they're dry, and I just was rubbing them, so that's why they're a little red right now. But yeah, okay, so let's go back into that space, pull up our hook and chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we are going to go right into that next stitch right here. You know, it's just looking, the last time this is going to count as that stitch, so we're going into the next stitch right here. We're going to do 3 double crochets. So there's 1 and 2 and 3. And now we are going to skip 2 stitches. So 1, 2 into that third, 3 more double crochets into that same stitch. Skip 2 into the third stitch, 3 double crochets into that same stitch. Skip 2 into that third stitch, 3 double crochets. Skip 2, 1, 2 into that third stitch, 3 double crochets, not together, separately. I should have mentioned that in the beginning, I guess. A little far along to be saying, hey, by the way. Okay, skip 2, 3 double crochets into that next stitch, all into the same stitch. So let's just take a look here real quick. So we got our first chain here, and we got right into that, not this stitch here, but this stitch. Ooh, I got a low battery. Sorry if I'm moving you around here. For a second, I just want to plug that in. Okay, so because this is going to count as that stitch, so 3 double crochet into that stitch there, skip 2, 3 double crochet, skip 2, 3 double crochet into the same stitch, skip 2. Okay, moving right along. So now we are going to skip 2 again, 3 double crochet, I'm going to skip 2, 3 double crochet. I don't know why today I'm having such a hard time saying that word. So bizarre. Skip 2 into this one right here, 3 double crochet, and then into that chain space we are going to do just 1 single crochet from the previous row there. It's always fun to get that in. Right into the next row. Push that through. And a double crochet. Okay, and that's the end of that row. Now we are going to chain up 3. Oh, geez. Lost some of my yarn there. Okay, we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn our work. Now we're going to not go into this space here. We're going to jump into this space right here and do 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And that's what we're going to do in each one of these spaces here. We're going to do 3 double crochets in each one of those spaces there, okay? And that is going to complete our washcloth, and then we will go into our border. I have to say I really had a hard time figuring out what color I wanted to do for the border. I thought brown, then I thought white, then I said blue, then I said, well, maybe yellow. So many options, right? And so I definitely didn't want to do a completely different color, although I could, but I did think about that too. But yeah, so let's continue on. So we got 3 more into this stitch. Well, space, not stitch. 3 double crochets into this. Crochet into the next one. Okay, and now we're at our chain again, and we're going to insert our hook into the top of that chain and do 3. Well, I didn't even get into there. I thought it was already through. Well, at least I got into 1. I always like to get into 2, so. And do a double crochet into the top of that chain. yarn over, pull through, and that is the end of our washcloth. Well, not all the way in. We're going to put our border on now. Okay, and I'll meet you right back. So before I start the border, I would like to weave these in as I go, but I think I'm going to just weave them in to the rows as much as I can, because I don't want to do it after my border. So the more I look at it, I'm like, there's not really that much there to weave in. It's not like a blanket, but there is a lot. But you have that option. You can just, you know, grasp them, pull these down, and do your single crochets over them when we do the border. But I'm going to weave mine in now. So yeah, I just think that would be a lot easier. So I'm going to start here at the bottom, and I'll just show you how I do a couple of these, and then you can do the rest on your own there. But I'm going to insert the string into my hook, the yarn, not string. And what's nice about cotton is you can separate, and now don't forget we're going to be doing our single crochets through here. So, but you can separate the yarn to make it go in between like the actual ply. And that's really nice because I think that helps hold it in more. And so I'm going through these stitches because we're going to be doing single crochet. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. We're going to be doing single crochets around these stitches anyway. So I'm just going to weave it in and pull that through. Now, I've said it before, I do not like, I shouldn't say I don't like, but I don't care for sewing. So for people who do sew, like I say, it's probably painless to, painful to watch, because someone who knows how to sew, this is probably like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? So that little piece there, I'm going to get with the single crochet that we're going to work the border around. And I don't know why this one looks so thick. I don't know if it's because it's part of the stitching, I guess. And I'm like, wait a minute. I guess I had a few through there already, which I don't want. I lost my needle. Okay, so going on to this one, and you kind of want to, weave it into whatever color you have, like I'm going to weave this into, of course, the brown, and I want to try and stay as close to these stitches on the border that I can, because I'm going to be going over these with a single crochet, which makes things a lot easier to kind of seal that in. So yeah. I have this big needle because I was using it for another project and I just never switched it out. I was going to look for my other one, but I didn't. I figured I'd just use this one. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. With a different color you'll be able to see better. And I want to get it as close to where I'm going to be going over these stitches. So I'm just going to trim that one. Now the green. I love this color green. It's just so pretty. And again, I'm going to go around into these leaves, the leaf part of the V stitches here, because we're going to be working our border around there. So that's all I'm going to do for that right there, because we'll be working our border around there. But I just wanted to clean it up a little bit, so this way it's, you know, because if we worked our border over all of these, it's not going to look very nice. It'll be very thick and bulky. One of the challenges of changing colors, I guess. So with this one, I'm going to go in, but I want to bring it back because, like I said, I want to work around it with that border stitch. So I'm going to kind of push it in and go in between that yellow too, so I can have it there when I put my single crochet in there. So I'm going to clip it right there. And same for, now this I was thinking I might just do this and tie these two together very tightly, like go through twice and pull through, and then I can hit that with the oh, actually I better do it one more time with the single crochets around, or double, whatever you choose to do. But yeah, so go ahead and weave in your ends, the rest of them. I know there's a bunch on this side I got to do yet. And I'll meet you back to do the border, okay? Okay, so I finished weaving in my loose ends and also cutting where I needed to. And I'm going to start in the right corner up here, not the corner where we ended, but the other corner. And I'm going to do a border of a single crochet all the way around. Now you can do whatever you choose to do. You can do a single crochet all the way around and then maybe a double, or you can do a scalped edging, but it's always nice to do at least one some type of border around. But there's so many different options to do borders. I'm just going to start with a single crochet, and then I might even do 2 single crochets. I always normally like to do 2. And then, you know, like I said, you can go into scalp edging, whatever you want to do. That's totally up to you. So I'm going to start in this corner here, where not the corner where we ended, but the other corner. And what we're going to do is we need to make an actual corner here. And I kind of want to close this up a little bit, because I feel like it's going to be too big of a space. Like down here, there's not going to be that much of a space, but I kind of want to close this up. So I'm going to try and at least get into this stitch as well when I go around to do, at least just for this. Okay, and also over here on this side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hook through. And of course, you know, you want it spacey for a washcloth because you want it to dry, but I just don't want that big of a space. And you know, also after you do your border, you can actually make a hook so you can hang it if you even want to. You know, there's so many cool ideas to do out there. But we're going to do a corner stitch. So go ahead and actually, I'm going to tie it twice. I wanted to do 2, but okay, so there's my knot, and so there's my loop on my hook. So I'm going to yarn over, pull through, and now I'm going to chain 1, and this is going to act as like a corner. Then I'm going to yarn, I'm not going to yarn over, I'm going to go in to this stitch right here, go through, pull up this, and do a single crochet. So that kind of just brings that up a little bit, and I kind of like it like that, just so it's not such a big opening. Then I'm going to go into this next chain right here and do a single crochet. Next chain, 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 single crochet. Now, I want to count my stitches like I always do because we want 27 still across, but the last time down here we had done 2, but we may not have to do that this time, and I just want to double check. So we have our turning, this is our first chain, and we have our turning chain like right there to make that corner. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. Okay, so we're good. So we do not have to do that double stitch like we did down here the last time. And I just think that kind of just evens it out and puts a little marking in the center there, which I kind of like. All right, so moving right along, we're going to go into this next stitch, do a single crochet. Next stitch, single crochet. See here. So each stitch across the top, we are going to do a single crochet. And remember to pick up both of those, you know, insert your hook through both of those V's. Now there's a part of my tail from my last one that I kind of want to get in there and bring it so it's on top, so I can go over with my single crochet. So now we're at this corner space here, and so we're going to go into this, you know what, I almost forgot. We are going to go into this space right here, insert your hook, pull it up, and then do your single crochet, chain 1, and then insert your hook into this space right here and do another single crochet. And now we're going to go down this side. You can see where some of these I clipped off. Now you want to try and get 27 stitches through here. So wherever there's like a big space like that, you can either pull both of these, just actually I wouldn't even do that, don't do that actually, but do 2 single crochets in this space here. Where there's a smaller, you can get away with like doing 1, and here you want to do 2, here 2, getting away with 1 right there, here 2, but you want 27 all the way down. And then of course we're going to do a chain, so we're going to do a single crochet here, chain 1, another single crochet, and then down this row here we should have 27 when we get to right here. And then right here again where that chain is, which is actually, loosen that up a little bit, we are going to do another corner stitch. So that's a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, and then we're going to come back down this edge, and we want to do 27 as well. So you kind of want to match where you did your stitches on this side. So if you did 2 here, try to do 2 over here as well. Okay, so you can watch me. I can keep the camera running if you want me to. Sometimes I will be like pulling out if I get to here and I have, I don't know, 24 stitches. Well, that would be good because I still can do 3 more. But if I'm like here and I have, I don't know, I'm getting close to like 27 stitches, like maybe even here, then I realize that I may have to pull out and just space it out a little more. Sometimes that happens. Okay, so we did our chain 1 and we're ready. So this is going to count as our first stitch actually. So then I'm going to go into here and do 2, 3, 4. Now I want this to be a round, so I'm going to go into here and go over that. So that's how many now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Into here, it's 5. Into here is 6. Now I want to go into this one, so that's going to be 7, and I'm actually going to go around it again because I don't want that to be showing there. So 7, get it in between here. If you weaved yours in, it shouldn't stick out like that, but some. Okay, and through here, and it's not going to be as noticeable when I go around the second time. So here, here, kind of want that in there. So I'm going to do 2 in here, and I think I've lost count already, but I'll count as I get closer down. I think I'm going to do 3 there, so I can pick that up. I probably shouldn't have done those. I should have just weaved them, but sometimes they go in nicely. Obviously, that's not going in as nice this time. Right. And you can get creative with how you do your stitches, you know. Because as you see, like I went down through here and pulled up through just so I can cover that over. Here, I'm going to go in this way, pull up, and cover it that way. And here, and then here, I'm going to come around and do it that way. Here. Okay, so I'm just going to count my stitches just to make sure. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to chain 1, go back in, and come around. So that's our first stitch for this side. Now we're just going to go into each one of these little guys. So into here, do 1, 2, 3, 4, more yarn, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, these should be easy because this was our chain foundation. So we should definitely have 27 at the bottom of this. Now there is part of my weave, so I want to get under that. Pull that through. And then under that weave again, under both of those. So it stays in there nicely. Now when it gets to that chain space there, it can get a little tight in there, but if it's too tight, you can just go into that space, chain 1, go back in, and then now it's time to go up this side. So make sure you have 27. So we did that chain, so this already counts as 1 stitch right there. And I want to pull that up around and go over that. Now I'm going to go in. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going in and up. So this way I can pull it over that stitch that I cut. Same for this one here, because I want that kind of in there hidden. And I'm going to do one more like that. Alright, let me do it this way first. So into this one, then around that one, then up. Get it tucked in there nicely. Oops, got too much yarn on my hook there. Alright, so let me count because I feel like I've done a lot already. So this was our turning chain right here. So this doesn't count, but this one counts. So 1, 2, I guess I'm not off camera. So this is our turning chain right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So we got 2 more here. So go into here. And I guess I can go one more into here. And now we're going to slip stitch into that very first one we did, because that is part of the other, this row right here, because we did our chain 1. Okay, so that's our first border all the way around. You can see all of it. And so now I'm going to go around again. So I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to chain 2, because that's going to be our turning chain. Go right back into this space right here and do another single crochet. And then I'm going to go single crochet in all the single crochets that we just did. And when we get to the corners, we're going to go into that chain 1 space and do single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. And like I said, you could do a double crochet if you want to. You could do a scalloped edging if you want to. It's totally up to you how you want to end yours off. Okay, so we're coming up on this corner here. So I'm going into this one. Wait, did I just miss one? I feel like I did. I did. So I want to go into this one right here, which is very tight because it is part of that stitch that we did before the chain 1. All right, so yeah, let's just go into that chain 1 space. Single crochet, chain 1, and go right back into that same corner, and that's going to count as we go down, but that chain 1 is also like an increase, so, and it gives us that point of that doesn't look right actually. I'm so sorry. Where is that chain? Okay, so the chain 1 is right there. So in that, I gotta look here and see now. It's right here. Or where was it now? It's very hard to see because I have this stitch in there maybe. Oh, it is right there. So that's the chain 1. So that's where we want to work. So I do have to get one more single crochet in here first. Then we're going to work our corner. So it's single crochet, chain 1, back into that same space, then into our next side rows here. Now, since this is a washcloth, you really don't have to block it, but that's going to be a nice corner right there. Anyway, so yeah. All right, so just continue all the way down. Remember, when you get to this space right here, into that chain 1, you're going to work a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet right into that stitch there. And then when you get to this corner where we did the chain 1, right into, I guess it's here. I did it on here, right? I did. When we get into this corner, single crochet, chain 1, a single crochet into that same stitch. So I'm going to go all the way down, and when I get to that corner I'll show you. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm coming up on this corner here, so I'm going to single crochet into this stitch right here. Then into this corner space I'm going to single crochet, chain 1, insert my hook again, single crochet, and that's going to be our churning chain, our churning corner. And then we're going to go right into this next single crochet and work single crochets all the way down, and that's going to be our corner right there, like that. Okay, and I'll meet you at the next corner. Okay, so I'm coming up on my next corner here. Into this chain 1 space, we are going to work a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, and then we're going to work right into that next stitch. Because, oh goodness, a little tight to get into there, but so it's kind of like our increase, but wow, that is hard to get in there. Okay. And then we're going to continue down this row. And that's going to be your next point right there. Okay. And I will meet you at the end of this row. Oops. Alrighty. And again, I'm coming up on our very first corner that we had made. And I'm going to slip stitch just into that turning chain space itself, and then I'm going to cut off, and I'm going to leave this one a little longer because I want to weave that in. And that is the end of our spring cleaning washcloth. Pretty. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed making this and sharing it with all of you. So yeah, happy spring cleaning.